Have you ever seen someone with a master's degree make decisions like a third grader? Or a genius with an IQ of 150 lose their temper just because they forgot a password? You're not imagining things. It happens every day. And if you think being smart is just about memorizing facts, speaking fast, or winning scholarships, then you've been misled from the start. Here's the truth: smart people don't necessarily know more than you. They just see the same world from a completely different angle. And here are 5 mindset shifts that most people never think of. But if you apply them, you'll become someone everyone wants to learn from and no one dares to underestimate. 1. Don't argue to win. Ask to understand. Most people argue like they're boxing, throwing logic punches, emotional counterattacks, ending with a verbal knockout. But truly smart people don't step into that ring. They don't argue to win. They ask to understand. For example, what makes you feel that way? What result are you really trying to get? Have you tried looking at it from another angle? When you ask the right questions, you don't make others defensive. You make them think. And once they start thinking, you no longer need to win because you've already led them to change. In the age of social media, the more you react, the easier you are to manipulate. But when you ask to understand, you control the game, not with noise, but with direction. 2. Don't panic over the moment. Read the bigger map. Average people treat failure as the end. They say one wrong sentence in public and spiral into shame. A canceled date ruins their whole day. But people with strategic thinking see it differently. They view events as data, variables in a system. They ask, what led to this? What pattern does this reflect? What could I try next time to avoid repeating it? They don't act as the lead actor in an emotional drama. They are engineers optimizing the system of their life. This is why smart people learn faster, not because their brain is better, but because they don't attach emotions to feedback. They turn feedback into energy, not into a burden. 3. Don't try to control the world. Master yourself first. Everyone has been stressed by traffic, bad news, or other people's judgment. The problem is, 90% of that is beyond your control. Smart people don't waste energy on things they can't change. They simply ask, is this within my control? If yes, take action. If not, walk away. They don't let themselves get dragged into battles they didn't choose. And because of that, they conserve energy, stay focused, and become more powerful. The difference between effective people isn't about how many hours they work, but where they place their attention. Every time you react to something you can't control, you're letting someone else steal your most valuable focus. Are you starting to see the pattern? No one is smart just because they know more. They just live differently. And the next 2 mindset shifts will not only make you look smart, they'll turn you into someone who influences others without saying a word. Let's move on to part 2, where you'll learn how to use silence and observation as soft, but razor-sharp weapons. If something inside you has been awakened by now, drop just one word in the comments: awake. No explanation needed. I'll get it. For silence is not empty, it's loaded. Have you noticed? Most people are afraid of silence. When it appears, they rush to fill it with a joke, an excuse, or worse, something meaningless. Smart people don't do that. They own the silence. They let space breathe. They listen, not just to reply, but to truly understand. Why? Because the one who speaks less and observes more is often the one with the upper hand in the room. If you stay silent long enough, people will eventually reveal what they've been trying to hide. And all you need to do is listen. In an interview, the first person to go silent isn't weak. They're often forcing the other person to reveal more. That's why professional negotiators train this skill every single day. Insider tip: if you want someone to reveal something truly important, just stay silent after they think they've finished speaking. The moment right after, that's when the truth shows up. 5. Don't react like most people. Observe like a strategist. Did someone say something that hurt you? Did they leave your message on read? Did your plans fall apart at the last minute? Most people go straight into reaction mode: anger, anxiety, panic. But the truly dangerous ones, they take a breath. They pause. They don't rush. They observe. They read the situation. And then they strike back by making a decision that's smarter than anyone else in the room. The most formidable people aren't the ones who speak fast. They're the ones who observe well. In business, in politics, even in love. The person with the advantage is always the one who reacts the least, but sees the most. You know what's funny? The difference between a victim and a player of the game lies in a single pause. 1 second where you don't react, but choose your response. You don't need an Ivy League degree. You don't need to memorize thousands of self-help books. And you definitely don't need to act smarter than everyone else. You just need to shift 5 small things in the way you think. Ask instead of argue. Zoom out instead of breaking down. Focus only on what you can control. Use silence as a tool, not a void. Observe instead of reacting. Sounds simple, right? That's exactly why 90% of people will ignore it. But you, if you're still watching this, you're likely part of the 10% who can actually change the game. And if you want to go deeper into this way of thinking, try one small action. Leave a comment under the video with just 3 words, "I woke up." That's it. No need to explain. If you get it, you get it. And if this video helped you feel clearer, sharper, and less at the mercy of the world, hit subscribe. Not to help me, but to remind yourself, you're not here to react like the crowd. You're here to build a kind of quiet strength the world never taught you. Let others chase the noise. You start mastering the weight of silence.